Hello everybody! So today's video is going to be me ranking all of my cream and liquid blushes. And I'm also gonna do a little giveaway in the middle of this video. So if you guys are interested, then please keep on watching. Okay, so last year I bought so many liquids and cream blushes. But more on liquids. I only have 3 cream blushes so far. But most of these are like liquids. And I have decided to just rank them because I am feeling that declutter bug, and I want to declutter some of these blushes before the end of the year because since I have an increasing collection with my blushes, I want to keep in my blush collection the ones that I absolutely love. So ranking these blushes will be helpful for me to know what I am going to declutter later on. So let's begin. So the first one, top one in my collection is this Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek blush in the shade Werk. So I already swatched this before and I absolutely love it. It just looks like how my face flushes naturally. So I absolutely love this one. Let me just, I don't know where to swatch it, but yeah, this is my blush that I put on earlier, but let me just start here. So it's this one. I tend now to go towards like pinky, dusty rose, and natural blushes rather than like peaches, corals, and all that. So this is my number 1 blush. And then my top 2 liquid or cream blush is this APieu Pang in BE01. At first I thought that this will not show up on my skin, but it does. And I love it. I actually like the color of this more than the Milk Makeup. It's this one because it has a bit more brown to it. It's just that I realized that I prefer creams over liquids, which is ironic because I have more liquids over creams. But the color is just divine. I love the color. And also the APieu Pang liquid blusher, it's very easy to use and it's very buildable. So even though it's liquid, because for me I find creams easier to apply because I just warm it up in my fingertips and then just apply it and then I'm done. With liquid, I tend to I don't know, I have different techniques with liquids. It depends on the formula, but sometimes I just I spread them all first in my finger and then make sure that my finger has like an even coat of blush and then I pat it on my cheeks, or sometimes I use a sponge. But I love this too. And then the third one is not that one. It is this one. This is my BLK blush in Margarita. This is the first blush that I bought. This is the first cream blush that I bought last year. Yeah, I only started, well, I used to have cream blushes and then I used it up and then I just went to powder blushes, and then last year it's just like it's the boom of liquid and cream blushes. So, and this was the first cream blush that I have, but now I have like more than it's just so fast to accumulate blushes. So it's cream one. It's more matte than the Milk Makeup, and it's also darker, but still it's on that natural rosy undertone that I prefer. And then my top 4 is this Milani Rose Romance. This is a little bit more pinky than I usually go for, but since it's liquid, it's more forgiving. The color is more forgiving. So it's this one, but let me swatch it. Yeah, it's a bit more reddish pink than my top 3, but again, it's liquid, so I can play with the color, with the intensity of the color, and then it just creates like this rosy flush to my cheeks, and it just makes me look fresh and more youthful. So it's this one. And since I have an extra of this one, because when I bought that, I also got a gift with purchase, and I have the same shade, which is this rose. Which is this Rose Romance. I haven't opened this one, so, and I already have a lot of liquid blushes and blushes in general, so I don't need to have like a backup of this one. And then to add to this, you will also get this ROuge Signature liquid lipstick. Well, it's more of like a lip stain, but I absolutely love this formula from L'Oreal. I already have a lot, so I don't need to add more to my collection. And I'm opening the box, but I haven't opened the product yet. So this is what it looks like. It's like a reddish orange. So if you guys like this color, then you can join this giveaway. And I think this color and this Chic Kiss, they can go together. You guys know, if you have been watching my previous giveaways, I always give away face masks. So for this giveaway, I think this is like the most face mask that I'm giving away. I'm giving away 15 face masks, Korean face masks. So it's this one. You will get 10 types of this blue one, which is hydrating. And then you will get one of this green variant, which is for the pores. And then you will get 2 of these reds, which is for lifting. And then you will get 2 of this violet, which is for anti-wrinkles. So all in all, you will get 15 face masks, 1 lipstick, and 1 blush. So to join this giveaway, it's so easy. You just need to like this video, subscribe to my channel, of course, and then comment anything in the description, in the comment section. Comment anything, like anything that you want to say, and then don't forget to include your what do they call that? Don't forget to include your Instagram handle, because that's where I will be contacting you to ask for your address and all that. So there, that's it for this giveaway. I hope you guys join the giveaway, because I don't know, I like giving away makeup that are just in my drawers. I don't really need to hoard a lot of makeup. So there, that's it for my giveaway. And then moving on for my top 5, it's another shade from this Milani Cheek Kiss, and it is this Nude Flush. So from the name itself, it's just like a nudie brown. So it's this one when applied, and then this is it when spread. So it's just like a bronzy blush on my skin, and since it is liquid, and this Cheek Kiss formula has like a glow to it. It's not shimmery, but it's just like, because it's liquid, it has like a glow to it. So every time I use the Nude Flush, it just looks like I'm more bronzed than usual, and I love it. And then the next one is this Maybelline Cheek Heat liquid blush in the shade Nude Burn. And again, it's a nudie color, but it's more of like, it has a more like a mauve undertone, similar again to my top 3, but this one just has a bit more mauve undertone rather than dusky rose. But on the cheeks, they will all look similar. And this comes in a bit lower than the usual, because the formula can be a little bit patchy depending on how I apply it. If I decide to pile it up to like really, if I really want to have the pigment show up on my cheeks, it can be a little bit patchy if I build up the color, because this one is just very sheer. So if I build up the color, it can be a little bit patchy. But if I just want a very natural flush where I don't mind it being patchy on the cheeks when I just want a very sheer flush. This is just perfect because when we naturally flush, it's not really, well, at least for in my case, if I flush, it does not really, it's not uniform. There are some areas of my cheeks that will be a little bit redder or more flush than the rest. So this being patchy is actually a good thing if I want a natural effect. That's why this one is a bit higher, even though the formula is a bit finicky. And then the next one is this Flowery Beauty and Blush Bomb. I love the formula of this one. It's just like this gel, like pigmented formula, but even though it's pigmented, you can still see the texture and the skin-like effect on the skin. The skin-like effect on the skin. It still shows like the natural skin underneath the blush. So it's like the color is just melted into my cheeks. So it makes it even look natural. I actually prefer the formula of this one over the Cheek Hit. However, it's the color that made it a little bit like lower than it, because this one is a bit more brown. Yeah, it's kinda a little bit too brown even for my skin, that it kinda look that if I use a lot of this, it can make my face look muddy. So for that reason, this comes in this ranking, like 3, 6. Yeah, it comes in the 8th place, because even though the formula is like one of my favorites, the color is just a bit muddy on my skin. That is also, I even prefer the formula of this one over the Milani Cheek Kiss blushes, but it's just at the color. And because of that, I am thinking of getting another shade of this one once I can get my hands on them, because they just released 2 new shades, so I might get my hands on one of those because I just love the formula of this one. And then the next one is Daffodil. It's one of this BLK creamy all over paint pot, but I don't have it right now. My sister borrowed it, so I don't have it, but it's like it's more of like a pigmented version of this BLK Margarita. But yeah, it's there. And then the next one is another Juicy Pang, and then this one is the PK01 blush. So again, love the formula. It's very buildable. It looks very natural, and it can be a little bit bright, but because of the formula, it's very sheer. I can make it work. It's similar to the the formula of this Cheek Hit blush from Maybelline. It's just that it comes in a bit lower because it has like a very sweet candy smell, and I don't really like scented makeup. But you can see, I thought that it's going to be too bright for my face, but because it's very sheer, it just looks a very nice pinky blush on my skin. And then the next one is this Maybelline Cheek Hit blush in the shade Rose Flush. So this one was Nude Burn earlier, which is this one. Well, this is a similar color to the PK01. Again, similar review as for this one. It's just that the color, it's more pinky, and I prefer like, again, mauves or rosy, dusky rose undertones. So it's there. And then the next one is my last Milani Cheek Kiss blush. I'm getting confused with all of these names. So this one is the Milani Wine Glow. So for this, it's called Wine Glow because it mimics the color of the cheeks when you've drunk a little bit more wine than usual. So the undertone is a bit like, it's not red, but it's more of like a maroon. So it has a little bit of like a brownie / reddish no, it's not reddish. It's like a brown mixed with a little bit of maroon undertone. So it's a little bit weird. So once I put it on my cheeks, it depends if I really put this in. If it's very pigmented, it can look a little bit off, especially if I'm already wearing eyeshadows and all that. Sometimes it does not match the color because it just has a weird, you can see, it just has a different undertone. It's not different, but it's just very unique, at least how it looks on my cheeks. So it's this one. It's not reddish per se, but it's also not brown. It's like in the middle. So it's there. I just need to be really careful when applying this. That's why it came in the, how many is this even? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. So it came in 11th place because of the undertone. And then I have this one, the last of my APieu Juicy Pang liquid blusher, and this is in the shade 000. What is this? It's in the shade CR02. So I don't really wear corals anymore because I find that it just brings out all of the warmth on my skin, and I don't really like looking so warm. That's why I prefer pinkish, because it clashes with the warmth undertone of my skin. But this is the CR01 of APieu Juicy Pang. And again, I don't really wear corals anymore, but sometimes, you know, when in those rare occasions where I feel like wearing a lot of warm colors on my face, very, very, very rare, I tend to go for this because it's a very sheer formula, so it's really forgiving. So yeah, it's there. I love the formula, but it's just that it's the color. So the next one is another orange shade. This one is the BLK Feeling Peachy. And again, it's orange. I don't really wear orange, but it's the blush that I'm wearing today because I'm deciding whether I want to declutter this or not. But it is this one. I actually like the color of this one than CR02 from APieu. Like you can see, this one is more, it's more muted. The orange of this one is more muted. However, the formula is just, it's very pigmented and it dries very quickly. That's why every time I use it, I have to be really, really, really careful. If you guys have the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, it's like this one. I can blend it, but it's too pigmented, and I don't really like very pigmented blushes. I like my brush to be a bit more buildable. So because of that, this comes in a step lower than the CR02, even though I prefer the color. And then another similar formula but in a different color is this WOndermelon, again from BLK. So this one is it's more pink. It's a warm pink color, but it's not like dusky rose. So it is more vibrant than, like, you can compare these colors are more muted, more dusky rose than this one. This one is like really almost fluorescent warm pink. So it looks cute, but I'm just really not in that phase anymore. I think it comes with getting older. I just want like more muted colors now rather than like boom blush. So that's why it comes in second to the last. So, and also because these two, they have a scent. That's why they also go below they come in the last rankings. And then this has come in the last place for 2 years in a row now. But this one is the Mimosa Blush from BLK. So this is like the sister of this one. This Margarita is my top 3, but this one is my last one. So it's this one. It has like a reddish undertone, terracotta undertone that's more red than orange really. And it just does not look good on my skin. For some reason, it just brings out all of like the bad, because I have a lot of red acne scars, and every time I use that blush, it just brings them all out even further. Even though I try to cover my spots, every time I use that, it looks like it just enhances every red that I'm trying to conceal. And I just don't really like it. I actually already decluttered this one before, but I couldn't because it's almost unused. So this one is the only product that I have been able to use. So it's almost unused, but it has been in my decluttered pile, and then it has always been in the last place of my rankings. And then usually sometimes after a year, after some time, some of these blushes will change places in the rankings, but this one consistently goes at the bottom of the rankings. So I think it's now time for me to declutter this one, among others. I'm still deciding, but yeah. Again, the point of this video was for me to know what I like and what I don't. And I think you can see from the arrangement that the blushes that I prefer are like those more muted colors, and then we go in here, and then we go into to my brightest colors. So I think, yeah, I know now my taste. So I think I would like to declutter around these blushes. I want to declutter these blushes. I just want to keep all of this. So we will see on my declutter video. But yeah, that is it for this video. Again, do not forget, if you guys want to win the blushes, the face mask, and the lipstick, don't forget to join the giveaway. Just like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. But that's it. I know I had a lot of blushes, and I'm still planning on buying some more blushes. So some of the blushes in my list is the Tower 28 blush and one of the Makeup by Mario blushes, but those are more muted colors again. So I definitely am thinking of like decluttering these colors. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.